Hey guys, Marsingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so now that the 55% showcases, well, showcase because I did them both in the same video. Now that the 55% showcase is out of the way, it's time to start checking out Gamma 1 and 2 in some more difficult content. So, a little bit unfortunate here. We have Gamma 2 stranded on his own without his brother. Would we call them brothers? I don't know. I'm going to. But, fortunately, we do have a decent rotation here. I think it actually... is it best to float him off? The problem with the Gammas, and a lot of units that have these abilities, where he has these abilities for 4 turns, so if we float him off, he's going to be back on... what, turn... Well, I guess he'll be back on... No, he won't be back until turn... Actually, yeah, he'll be back on turn 4, right? I've just had a complete brain fail, so yeah, he should be back on turn 4, so he'll still have that active. So we'll go ahead and do this. Now, I'm doing the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone because, apart from the Broly one, it's still kind of in contention, I guess, between quite a few people, that which one's the hardest. Now, the Broly one is going to be kind of interesting because with the AoE phase, at least AGL, like Gamma 2, has type advantage. And if he's fully built up at that point, he would live a super attack, probably with just the one Whis active. And obviously if Gamma 1 is fully built up, he's going to have all that damage reduction. So I don't think that it would be that difficult for the team. And then obviously on this one, when we get to the actual Metal Cooler Core at the end, he's physical, so the Gamma 1 has type advantage, which means he's always going to be guarding, essentially, whilst having 50% damage reduction when fully built up. So I think the Gamma 1 is obviously going to look very, very good against the Metal Cooler Core. And mine has his dupes fed in now, so obviously mine is now 79%, so he should be looking very good. But Gamma getting the additionals off here, that's exactly what we want. Now, the Metal Cooler Core is also a really good stage for building up Gamma 2, because you can't well, I say accidentally, but you can't kill the Int Metal Cooler army early. You are always going to get 3 turns, which means you're going to get those opportunities to build up Gamma 2. Because even if he gets, like, the best RNG, he can do 5 supers in the first couple of turns that are all crits. And so he would do an insane amount of damage. But obviously, it doesn't matter how much damage he's essentially doing. We cannot kill the Int Metal Cooler army here. So, I mean, this is a tank rotation if I've ever seen one. We've got both the Gammas, or both the Gamma 1s and STR Piccolo, who's obviously supporting them because he's a Movie Heroes support unit. And, yeah, we're able to get very solid attacks there after getting hit once with... I should have checked how many links he shares with Piccolo, but it's not a crazy amount. We'll be able to check that on the next turn, since Piccolo's going to still be on the rotation with them. But yeah, just able to tank. Piccolo should tank this reasonably well after supering and being hit a couple of times here. Yeah, 45k. Let's go, Piccolo. Alright. And then Gamma 1 at the end. Without getting hit at all, the friend is 55%. He's still at like 3.5 million attack, which... considering how well he tanks, obviously if he was to eat a super as like his first attack of the turn, that would obviously not be ideal, but yeah, he holds his own pretty well. Let's put you in slot 1 so you can get some more build up, and then we don't really need to get the orbs for you, it doesn't really matter, does it? But we'll do this, get the support. So yeah, we'll be done here. Now, obviously, because of the way the rotations played out, we didn't get a huge amount of build-up with the Gammas. But we should be okay. I think that's the biggest problem with these units that have turn restrictions for these extra abilities that only last for like a few turns. Like Physical Fascia that came out recently is very similar as well, where if your rotations are all messed up and you have to float somebody off like straight away, then it really eats into not only the amount of usage you get out of the those abilities, but just the fact that obviously we want to try and build them up. Like if we'd started with Gamma 1 and 2 on turn 1, then that means we get 2 phases against the Metal Cooler army that they can be getting built up. So then by the time we actually get to the Metal Cooler Core, we are like fully built up. So Now, we are using the movie Heroes support memory as well, so we are getting the permanent buff. God Goku taking the super there is perfect. So we are going to be going into the final phase in a pretty good spot here. We're just over 80% HP, which is pretty good. So, oh, look at this. We actually get to attack first. Gamma 1 is sealed. Come on, really? Oh, sorry, Gamma 2. So what is his defense here? He's got 361k defense. Now, the fact that he can't super is pretty awkward here. As long as that one attack in the middle isn't a super, then we will be fine. But what's the bet? Like, place your bets now in the comments. Don't cheat. 9.2. So that's my Gamma with 2 dupes. He's full level 1 links. And we have the support from Piccolo. And then obviously all the links with Gamma 2. Like, that's insane to me. He's not even fully built up. And so he's taking no damage whilst doing nearly 10 million. I mean, what's his attack stat going to be on the next turn? And look at this. Gamma just getting off all the attacks. 56k. I mean, he's 55%. I guess that's not too bad. We fully built up our passive in that turn because he just fired off attacks. Unfortunately, we didn't get supered, right? So we are in a good spot. Definitely cannot complain. Who shall we keep around here? So you have not really had any build up. 282k. He obviously does still have guard now because of the way this works. But I feel like floating him off is probably just the best idea, right? Like, this rotation will work fine. Even though these guys aren't the best link partners. They share 4 links, which is more than good enough for this rotation. And then you can see the main issue if you're not running the Gammas together or have a support unit is obviously with the rest of some of these units we're bringing on the team. Because these are like top tier movie heroes team units, sorry, top tier units. But we only share Fierce Battle. And we only get 1 key from Gamma's own support. So obviously he needs 5 key to super attack. If there's no support unit. So if you do have one of the Gammas floating, that is potentially an issue that you're going to run into on your off rotation. Unless you obviously have, like, one of the units on that other rotation does also provide support or some, even if it's just key, obviously that would help out the Gamma 1 that is floating quite significantly. So alright, so not bad from you. 4.7, I mean, considering this one has not really gotten much build up and is 55%, that's not too bad. I didn't check their links because it was literally the only Gamma that we had on rotation. Or sorry, the only Gamma friend that was available. So now that you are, I believe, fully built up, because I kind of don't want to Ghost Usher here because I want to see, like, what we can do. But this is like the perfect time to use it. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then I do want to get the support for Pycon, so let's make sure, yeah, we'll just grab this. And then, let's see, we should have a good turn. He hasn't sealed one of the Gammas this time. So, 9.1 million, again, for our boy here. Very, very nice. He should be fully built up, so he's got like a 30% chance to quit now. There you go, 6.5 million, pretty good. And then we get the additional as well, 9.6. That's the thing, right? Like, at 55%, I was very impressed with this guy in the showcase. But, like, now that he's got his dupes in and can be getting off additionals, like, that's a lot of damage that he just did by himself. Whilst, like, if we hadn't Ghost Ushered the turn, he would be tanking. In fact, I think Gamma 2 is probably going to finish him off here unless we get really unlucky with the RNG. Because there's the additional super from his passive, the 70% chance. So if we get the hidden potential now as well, especially if this crits. Alright, no crit. We do... Okay, I thought the delay was we're going to get the hidden potential. It lagged just to give us Pycon's SA, but okay. But yeah, that's like... Well, she wrote. Like, he's not going to live this turn, surely. So, is he going to super in slot 1? Because it definitely feels like this is the better choice, but... If he supers in slot 1, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm just going to say that now. I'm not going to get the 2 rainbow orbs for Goku, so that we don't get his... he doesn't get his extra damage, and we'll see if the Metal Cooler Core survives here. Okay, good. He didn't super attack in slot 1. That would have been pretty awkward. Birdcoo at 9.2. Mine is 79% as well. So, I mean, Gamma 1, also at 79%, with support, putting out the same attack stat as LR Super Saiyan Goku. And then Super Saiyan Goku gets an additional, which is only his 12 key, does 5 million, whereas Gamma 1 got an additional and did another, like, 9.5 million. So, considering the fact that he obviously doesn't have permanent guard anymore, but against the Metal Cooler Core, he has type advantage, and then, yeah, built up 50% damage reduction. Like, in this event specifically, we can see it unfolding on video, like, both at 79% against Metal Cooler Core, primarily because he's a physical boss. Gamma 1 at 79% is better than Super Saiyan Goku at 79%. Now, the only difference is obviously he doesn't have a revival. He does have a super attack counter for, or sorry, nullification, I guess. No, it is a counter, isn't it? Because he headbutts him afterwards. But it's only for unarmed attack, which obviously this Metal Cooler doesn't do that. But yeah, there you go. We're getting the extra little bit of support from the floating Gamma 1. 486k defense with 50% damage reduction is pretty good. So we did obviously use the movie Heroes support memory, but this is a soft no item run because we didn't actually use an item. We only used the support memory. So there you go, 8.3 million, and he should be finishing him off it. And if he doesn't, he's just going to tank everything anyway. But he should do, yeah. So I mean, there you go, Metal Cooler Core. One of the harder bosses for some of the teams in the game, especially when you get stuck in that Metal Cooler army stage for 3 turns, especially because they can double super during that phase. And yeah, we just go ahead and clean out the Metal Cooler Core with the Gammas on the first try. No items other than the support memory used. So yeah, believe the hype about these guys. They are crazy. The 2 best TURs on Global. People make arguments for them being the 2 best units, which, you know, Gamma 2 is basically mini LR Cooler. So considering at one point I consider Cooler to be the best unit on Global, Gamma 2 is like pretty close behind, and then obviously Gamma 1 is much better defensively while still doing damage, right? 2 9 million attack stat turns. So he is definitely pretty good. But there you go. That is the Gammas easily taking down the Metal Cooler Core. Very good run. Very powerful units. Absolutely crazy. I would love to go in for dupes for them, but the end of the year is so busy. I need those stones for Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta and Trunks are literally coming out in like less than a week now. And then Heroes is not long after that. So yeah, let me know how you guys got on with your summons, if you did pull them. What events have you tried them out in? What are your thoughts on the Gamma 1 and 2? Would you rank them as the best units on Global or just the best TURs? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.